These places look beautiful in photos, but hit tourists much harder in real life. Not because the beauty is fake, because everything around that beauty can feel far more intense, crowded, expensive, chaotic, or exhausting than people imagine before they go. At number 10, Lake Como. The beauty is exactly what people hope for. Elegant villas, calm water, and dramatic mountain scenery. What catches people off guard is how quickly that polished dream can turn into crowd pressure, slow movement, and a much less effortless rhythm than the luxury image suggests. At number 9, Hallstatt. It looks like a perfect storybook village, which is exactly why so many people arrive expecting peace and quiet. Instead, many find a place where the beauty is real, but the crowd concentration is strong enough to break the fairy tale feeling almost immediately. At number 8, Marrakesh. The color, design, and atmosphere are all there, but so is the full intensity of the place. The heat, the noise, the pressure, the bargaining, and the sensory overload can hit much harder than the soft, aesthetic version people book in their heads. At number 7, the Amalfi Coast. The coastline is stunning, and that part is not the problem. The problem is everything required to move through it. Roads, transfers, timing, traffic, and town-to-town logistics can turn a romantic dream into a surprisingly stressful experience very quickly. At number 6, Tulum. Online, it still sells calm, style, and barefoot luxury. In real life, many tourists find traffic, awkward logistics, inflated prices, and a place that feels much more built up and much less peaceful than the internet version ever admits. Subscribe to Chiche87 Travel Guide for more smart travel rankings. At number 5, Phuket. People book tropical escape and imagine softness, ease, and beach calm. What many actually find is something louder, busier, and more commercial, where the holiday atmosphere feels much more mass tourism driven than the fantasy promised. At number 4, Paris. The beauty is real and the city absolutely earns its reputation. But what surprises many first-time visitors is how hard the full experience can hit once the queues, cost, density, and constant tourist pressure take over from the romantic version they imagined. At number 3, Bali. The internet sells Bali as peace, healing, stillness, and escape. And parts of that version do exist. But for many travelers, the stronger memory becomes the traffic, the crowding, the overdevelopment, and the feeling that the fantasy breaks faster than expected. At number 2, Venice. The beauty is undeniable, and that is exactly why the contrast hits so hard. People arrive expecting quiet canals and timeless magic, then run into compression, day tripper pressure, and a city that can feel much more crowded and exhausting than the dream version suggests. And at number 1, Cairo and Giza. Because the pyramids really are one of the most extraordinary sights on Earth. But many tourists leave shocked by everything surrounding that beauty. The traffic, the pressure, the noise, the intensity, and the sheer force of the environment around one of the world's most iconic travel experiences. So which one do you think hits tourists the hardest?